earlier this month, if you had noticed, there were a lot of cases which was filed by actors Aishwarya Rai and Abhishek Bachchan. Individual petitions, in fact, in the Delhi High Court, seeking more for protection of their personality rights, including like their names, images, signatures, mannerisms, and other traits from any kind of unauthorized use by third parties. So here, if you look into, in fact, the High Court's order also especially prohibits any kind of online retail websites from selling any kind of merchandise or using their images without any prior consent. And furthermore, on social media platforms like YouTube, also have prohibited from publishing any content using morphed or any AI generated images of theirs. And the actors also have alleged that their images are being morphed to generate sexually explicit content, right? So what has happened is the courts have started to recognize this as harming the goodwill or the reputation of such celebrities. And the court also directed the social media platforms and other search providers like Google to remove any of these materials.
Right. In fact, Bollywood producer director Karan Johar also joined this growing list of celebrities to seek protection of personality rights when he also filed a petition in the Delhi High Court seeking protection. So clearly now with the number of cases that are being filed seeking protection of personality rights, the spotlight is now on a niche and evolving area of law, namely personality rights.
Sandhya, adding to it, first let us understand what these personality rights are, right? So much is going on. So there is no express definition of this law as such. Simply put, if you look into personality rights are an individual's legal right over the usage of his or her own identities. And if such use of that identity is mainly for any kind of commercial profits or gains or cashing in on the positive image of that person. It is as simple as that.
Okay, so basically, taking from what you said, I understand that such rights will include a person's name, image, voice, mannerisms, and even some catchphrases which were first used by that person. And such catchphrases and all of the attributes cannot be used by any other party without that person's knowledge or consent.
Absolutely.
In fact, I remember this, one of the earliest cases was filed in the Madras High Court to protect the personality rights of Tamil actor and icon Rajinikanth. There was a movie titled Main Hu Rajinikanth. It was a Hindi movie, which means I am Rajinikanth. So he had filed a case. So in the case of Shivaji Rao Gaikwad versus Varsha Productions, his original name being Shivaji Rao Gaikwad, Mr. Rajinikanth stated that the title is very suggestive of a biopic, his biopic, when in reality it is not, right? Stating that his name is just being exploited to encash on his superstardom. He sought a stay on that movie. And in fact, the court also directed for a stay on the movie if it had the same title. Okay. And also sought a ban on the title on the grounds of gross commercialization of his name and reputation. That is the exact phrase used in the order. Then let's come recently. In 2023, Bollywood actor Anil Kapoor obtained an interim injunction from the Delhi High Court against various third parties, including companies, exploiting his name, his image, his voice, using AI-generated images and mannerisms. In particular, I remember Anil Kapoor's usage of the word jhakas, which means fantastic or fabulous if it's translated. Similarly, in 2024, Bollywood actor Jackie Shroff also sought protection of his personality rights and usage of some unique phrases.
Right. So, the story is kind of the same world over, right? So, there is also this athlete Usain Bolt who has also protected the personality rights of not just his name, but his iconic lightning pose. To the world, and the slogan which has also been registered as trademarks as such, right? So there is, to a large extreme, you can go to kind of protect your personality rights, right? So the footballer Gareth Bale also had trademarked the heart sign he makes with his hands to celebrate a goal or a win.
Right.
Sometimes we think these are all extremely generic, right?
Right. Subhadra, we look at the legal aspects of personality rights. As such, there is no express law governing personality rights. There is no one concise legislation that governs the protection of personality rights. However, we need to understand that personality rights contains two parts. The first is the right to publicity, and the next is the right to privacy. These are two aspects of personality rights. Courts have from time to time pronounced judgments governing protection of both these rights, right to publicity and right to privacy.
Right. So the most important landmark judgment here is Sandhya, the Puthusamy versus the Union of India, where it held that the right to privacy of any individual is basically the fundamental right which is guaranteed under the Constitution of India.
Right.
It also has affirmed that the right to privacy is also an essential part of right to life, personal liberty under Article 21 of the Constitution.
True.
Now, when you look into the other case, which is Rajagopal versus State of Tamil Nadu, here the Supreme Court has held that right to privacy includes the right to prevent others from using a person's name or likeness for commercial purposes without consent. That's a huge differentiation. However, the right to privacy does not address the commercial aspect of a person's personality, especially for celebrities.
Right. Also, there are a couple more cases that I read relating to this. We look at the case of Titan Industries versus Ramkumar Jewellers. Now, the Delhi High Court has affirmed that prominent persons have the power to decide when and how their identity is used for commercial purposes, either by themselves or by third parties, which is not them. So,
right.
Why the Anil Kapoor case I had mentioned early on in our thing was it kind of has sort of become a landmark case in the recent years because it was filed in 2023. Anil Kapoor versus Simply Life India. He filed it against a host of individuals and companies. And the case delved into unauthorized use of celebrity status, especially in the light of advanced technology, including AI.
Right. So courts, Sandhya, have been very dynamic, keeping pace with the times and also with the technology, despite there being no express law to deal with the concept of personality rights as such.
Correct.
So there is no single law, but there is a combination of laws which governs the personality rights, including but not limited to, I must say, to the Constitution of India.
Right.
You have the trademarks law, of course, the copyright law, and of course, the doctrine of passing off under the law of thoughts as such.
It is very natural for us to think if protection of personality rights is applicable only to celebrities and not the commoners or the common man. Yeah. Again, courts have taken divergent views regarding this. In the case of T-Series versus Dreamline Reality, T-Series, the company sought to make a film based on a book that dealt with a real life story of a woman who was murdered due to honor killing. Okay. Now, the husband of the deceased woman filed a case of violation of his personality rights because it depicted the husband in the movie as well as the book. Now, the Haryana High Court did not grant relief to the husband, stating that protection of personality rights applied only to celebrities who were widely known and recognized. Right. But in sharp contrast, again, the Delhi High Court, in the case of Krishna Kishore Singh versus Sarla Sarogi, had held that right over one's personality should not be limited only to celebrities, but it can be exercised by anyone. Now, the gray area is due to the lack of an express law or a consolidated law, which is why we are now talking with so many case laws as precedents. Right?
All right. So, picking up from there, Sandhya, in the Internet of Things, personality rights are open to being misused more than forever, right? And especially with the advent of AI has only magnified the misuse of the voices, images, and any other unique personality attributes of the person, right? So right from the angle of morphing, deepfakes which are created, there's a notion of a celebrity doing or saying or endorsing something which actually they did not do for real.
Right.
It is also done with without a consent and also the knowledge of the person. So not only the person's credibility is tarnished, but the commercial value of a person, especially a celebrity, also kind of erodes, right?
Correct.
And I believe now it is also the right time for a concise legislations to be introduced to tackle and maintain the delicate balance between the privacy, publicity, and the commercial usage of personality rights. And as beautifully penned down, Bob Dylan has said that after a while, you learn that privacy is something you can sell, but you cannot buy it back. I think it's beautiful, right?
Yeah.
So we hope our viewers have enjoyed this episode on personality rights. And thank you for watching us. And please continue to have a support for us. Thank you once again. Bye-bye.